your host, Unapologetically Angela. Thank you so much for joining me on this terrific Thursday. I am so excited um, for my next guest. Those of you that know me, I have a tendency to really connect with certain types of people, and I am typically an introvert and really don't talk much, really don't socialize much. But this particular person is just really a breath of fresh air to me. It was like he didn't give me the option to stay inside of my bubble. And that I truly appreciate because, again, he was worth getting to know. So I felt like he is someone that I want to dive deeper in and see his story and find out, just a little more about him under the surface because, he's made my landing where I am a lot softer. And so I appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we call each other's boom cats because we did a dance production together, and it was, when I say a production, Alvin Ailey, check us out. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Caleb Armstrong. Boom cat.
Hello, everybody. Hello, my boom cat. What's going on?
Oh my God.
Those words were so sweet. They were so nice.
Yeah.
So much. I'm so glad that I could make your landing softer, and you have definitely made my journey that much sweeter as well. So,
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I was like, oh, I like him. I told my sister, I said, oh yeah. I like him. I like him a lot.
not like your sister.
Oh, right. So let's start from the beginning. So, are you a Memphis native?
Yes. So, my name is Caleb Armstrong, born and raised in the 901.
Okay.
My mom, she moved us to Olive Branch, Mississippi once I got to high school. So I graduated from Olive Branch High School. I went to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where I graduated with my theater degree after that in 2019. Then I moved to LA for about 10 months, and then I came back home to Memphis. So
Okay.
yeah, we're like a little circle, but I'm back.
Okay, so let's talk about LA. LA, what was your intent when you moved to LA?
Oh, my intent, my goal. Funny enough, I didn't have one, but I just, which was a huge life lesson. Um, but I graduated with my theater degree, so I wanted to move to LA and explore my creative self and really get my feet wet in the entertainment industry. And I will say, it beat me up. It taught me so many life lessons, and I learned so much from that experience. Um, but yeah, I'm happy to be back home.
Okay. So, I mean, I've heard so much about LA, but then some people have one version of it, some people have another version of it. So, were you going on auditions? Were you looking for auditions?
Yes, and so I was going on auditions. I was like trying to get into different acting classes because one thing, everyone says it, it's all about who you know in LA. And if you don't know anyone, then it's very hard to make any kind of traction. And that was kind of the case for me. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to walking into a room, like introducing myself, making friends. And in LA, it was like, who the hell is this? You know what I mean? Like pipe down, you know. So that was kind of my experience, and it was a culture shock in that.
Okay. So, do you feel like you were a different person when you made it back to Memphis?
I feel like I was more evolved. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I look back at my life, I feel like I'm the same person that I was like when I was a child. Like I feel like my inner child, but grown up.
Okay, so that's a perfect segue. So let's talk about your childhood. What do you remember about you as a child? Were you this energetic, talented, always wanting to get into stuff?
Yes, yes. So I was an only child on my mom's side for 10 years. On my dad's side, I now have 9 siblings. So I grew up like with children on my father's side, and then I would come home and like have to entertain myself. So during the weeks, I was in my room singing, dancing, watching movies on loop or and like repeating them. You know what I mean? That's how I got by. I specifically remember my mom bought me this Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius VHS. And, you know, at the end of the movies back in the day, that's when they would have all the extras. So I used to fast forward through the entire movie. Let's get it over with. Let's get it over with. And there was this girl group called No Secrets, and they did a cover music video to Kids in America. And I learned that whole routine. And I used to do that routine like every day, like period. Like let's go, like clock, boom, there, like it mirrors that. So.
Wow. Okay. So when you were in elementary school and things like that, were you in theater? Were you in talent shows?
So I didn't get into theater until I want to say seventh grade. But before that, I was show and tell, anything in class. I was always the one like, okay, look at what I have to put on for you guys. Like I specifically remember in first grade, I had the Destiny's Child CD. Obviously, I love Beyonce. I had the Destiny's Child Survivor CD, and I remember coming in for show and tell, pressing play, and just like letting the album play, and like gauging everybody's reactions. Like, yeah, this song is looking right. Going to the next song, then hitting a little number. Going to the next song, like, yeah, y'all not really feeling that one. Okay, hit it. Like literally giving them a demo of the whole album, and my teacher just being like, okay, I'll let you do it.
Wow.
Have at it. So yeah, I was pretty, yeah, always like that.
Was there ever a point in your life where you felt like you were shy?
Not really. Not really. I do whenever I'm first like in a new space, I'm kind of introverted just so I can read the room. Like I'm trying to gauge everybody out. But once I get comfortable, I'm pretty, yeah, it's kind of hard to like hide my opinion or my feelings.
So if you could say one thing that is different about you now than you were, I'm not gonna even say as a child, but what do you think is different about you now from your graduated from college, going to LA to now?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say I am more mature and more aware, given everything that I've gone through in my life. I feel like they've only been like lessons and genuine like stepping stones. So I try to reflect on everything that I go through because I feel like hindsight is 2020, and every trial and tribulation that I go through, I feel like it's meant to, you know, navigate my path. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
So
absolutely. Okay.
if that answers the question.
Was your upbringing more of a religious, going to church, this, that, and the other, or spiritual?
Oh, I was going to church every Sunday. Very religious. My grandmother is very religious. Both of my grandparents are heavily involved in the church. So that was instilled in me growing up. But I was also like that rebel. Like my dad, you know, it was like socialite, you know what I mean, in the city. So I had like that influence of both, like the streets and like saved, you know what I mean? And I think that very much shows up now. My spirituality for me is very personal. My relationship with God is very strong, and my faith is very, very strong. I lean heavily into God. But a lot of people wouldn't know that because like I'm really talking to, it's just like, you know, me and him. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so how did you get introduced to yoga?
Ooh, I want to say I started yoga in college. Yes, I actually got introduced formally to yoga in college. I want to say probably my sophomore or junior year, because we had intro to movement, was one of my classes. So in that, like for the first 9 weeks or so, it was just us doing yoga, like us warming up doing yoga in class, and I fell in love with it through there. Like it made me like tap into my body in a way that I hadn't before, and have like this different sort of awareness that I really like to tap into and I like to harness. So yeah, that's when I got started, and I've been moving and like connected with my body like that ever since.
Okay.
I can tell my age, but that's some years ago.
Okay, and so then you came up with the concept of the booty yoga?
So I didn't come up with that. I was introduced to booty yoga, BUTI. I want to say it had to be 2020, like right before or right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Okay.
I had just moved back home. I was working at Starbucks, and I became friends with one of the customers, who's still one of my good friends now. And she was like, I was telling her how I wanted to get back into movement and things like that. She invited me to a yoga class. The next night, I came to booty yoga with the same instructor, fell in love with it, and I have been going ever since. So that's how
Yeah. Oh my
that happened.
God. That class was amazing. It was just a combination of so much stuff.
Yes, and then that morphed or that led me to cardio dance. Um,
Mhm.
I taught booty yoga at Mind Body House, which is another studio in town. Um, and I ended up taking the cardio dance class there. Then I fell in love with that, started teaching that, and now here I am.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So, what would you say at this point in your life are, I'm gonna say is, give me one obstacle that you feel like that you are struggling with.
Um, really, as hard as this is to believe, really um like tapping into my true potential and believing in myself, and believing in my abilities and believing in my purpose. Right now I feel like I'm at a crossroads where I'm like, do I follow my dreams or do I stay on the path of like stable and safe?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard. Like I know what I want to do and what I probably should do, but I really want to. It's that fear that's like pulling me back. So I would say fear is probably my main
Releasing it. Releasing it.
obstacle right
Okay. Okay.
now. Oh,
So
girl. Next question.
so if we can release the fear and the fear was because it's not serving us well, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Um, no fear. I see myself living in New York City. I see myself living in New York City, in the hustle and the bustle, um, and I see myself in a thriving network community, like personally. One thing that I'm learning about myself is that I thrive in a tribe, right? In college, all of my friends, we lived all in the same apartment and we would always help each other like with our creative ideas, visions. And it was so easy because our apartment building was next to the theater building where
Oh,
we could like so we could all hang out at each other's spots. We could like go to the theater building late at night, whatever, stay as long as we needed to rehearse, get our things together, and then come back, you know. And that's one thing that I feel like I'm missing here, and I felt that in LA as well. So in 5 years, I see myself having like a strong like community of friends, that I can lean on for personal, creative, emotional support. And yeah,
okay.
thriving creatively.
Okay, I could see that. I could see that. Are you where you are currently and what you're doing currently? Are you making strides or making preparations for that to happen?
Actually, yes. Recently, yes, I have been. There's some things that I'll tell you about in person,
Oh,
that I've been working on,
okay.
that I want to accomplish in the next several months.
Okay.
And if that happens, then it's going to be a big thing for myself and my brand, which
Nice.
I'm excited for.
Okay. 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 All right. So let's get a little more personal. So as far as your preference,
Mhm.
I know because it's this new thing. Are you, the he, his, him, her? I don't know. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
so as far as you expressing that to your family and your friends, how did that go about?
My friends, my friends, they are A1 day one, like they got it. Otherwise they wouldn't be my friends.
Right. Right.
My family, we are great right now. It's a learning thing every day, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And we are taking it one day at a time.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to say that right now, me, my mother, my grandparents, we're all in a good spot. And it was not always like that. When I first So I came out twice. The first time that I came out, I didn't fight his parents. So the first time that I came out, I was kind of like forced to come out, I guess you would say. My mom called me and pretty much asked me, she's like, I got this feeling, child, you know. And I told her, yes, I am. And it did well. Long story short, we definitely got into like that was probably that was our biggest argument ever, you know. And it hurt me like very deeply. But on the other side of that coin, because of that argument, my faith in God got so much stronger, right? Because I remember as soon as I hung up from that phone call, um, I don't even remember like starting to pray. I genuinely feel like I heard a voice, that was like, don't worry about it. Like, you're my child. I have you. Everything's going to be okay. I was in college at the time, 5 hours away from me. So I also had that separation.
Mm, mm.
I had that space to kind of explore and, explore myself and, you know, be who I wanted to be without worrying about parental things.
Gotcha.
Um, so we got through that, and my my maternal grandmother also knew, and she was like, I don't get it. I'm not saying I support it, but like, you're my grandchild. I love you. You're my heartbeat. She gave me so many words of encouragement. So I was like, okay, she doesn't get it, but like, that's enough for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed in the closet pretty much after that because that was very traumatic for me. And I promised myself, I was like, the next time that I come out, I want it to be on my own terms and I want to control the narrative. I want to be in control of the situation. And I want to do it to where it's like, I don't have to repeat it. You don't have like to ask any questions because it's all there. Um, and so in that time of me still being in the closet, I was still doing this, still being me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was away. I had that space. Fast forward, like past LA, 2020, I come out again. Um, and this time it's on much larger scale. So I actually got reached out by this casting agent, producer, I guess you could say. And they wanted people from the South who were in the closet, but like were out to their friends. Who they wanted people to come out to their families on camera, and it would be produced and released on Snapchat. And it currently is on Snapchat right now. It's called, if you search it, it's called Coming Out. And I think I'm like episode 4 or something. I don't know. You'll see like my picture. But yeah, so I came out the second time to my dad and his mother, my mom and my grandma. And that one, it was so crazy. It was so exciting. But that one was obviously you know, um, my dad took it very, very well. It was like so surprising. And he was like the one that I was like most afraid of. But he was like, literally, I know. My son, he did. I felt like that. He said that in so many words. He's like, "You're my son. Like, you've shown me like you're a responsible young man. Like, you haven't done anything to disappoint me. And so it was a very sweet moment, and I love my dad so much for that. I'm so grateful for that. My nana was like, the cameras are live. So we could have just like talked about this, like, in private. But we moved forward. And after that, family members obviously were calling me like, what is this? What's going on? I was like, just watch the episode and then y'all can get me back. You
Uh-huh.
know. So
Okay.
yeah, and people were upset, and they've learned their lesson, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We're all
Mm-hmm.
good. Now we're all good. But it definitely took a lot of tough conversations. And I will say, through all of it, I never wavered or dimmed my light, because once I came out the second time, it was like, now I'm really just like letting y'all into my world. Like, it's nothing's really changing. Y'all are just seeing more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and now
Yeah.
they're getting used to it.
Okay. So how is dating life? Do you have a type?
I ain't got no type. Um, I think as I get older, like I'm dropping a lot of things like that. I was
Mm. Mm-hmm.
lenient and like, okay, like I will say this. I first started dating in college, like my freshman sophomore year. That's like when I started dating. Never did anything in high school. Never, no. When I was, in the closet, I was, you know what I'm saying, hitting my counts, trying on my outfits. Like that was it. But I started dating sophomore year of college. And I remember just being like, whatever like sticks, like that's what we're gonna go with at first. Like, and the first guy that I dated, very nice, very sweet. You're sorry about that, but like I think we were better off as friends, you know. Um, and then after that, he made me realize, okay, this is what I need to look for, or look for, not look for.
Right. Right.
And as I dated more people, different types of people, yeah, I realized like I just want someone who's like definitely have to be emotionally mature and intelligent. That's number one. I want someone who is whole, someone who um, can support themselves financially, emotionally, who's their own person, and then we come together and like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
create. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Um, so that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. I know that sounds vague, but a lot of
No,
y'all don't. Y'all think y'all do, and you don't. You
that's
know.
right. That's right.
So, and I also know that I'm a bit loud and talkative. You know what I'm saying? So I want someone who's like the yin to my yang, like who's confident but also cool, who's like laid back and chill, but you're like, oh, he's still in the room.
Mm. Yeah.
And I don't like the extra one who's like, yeah, my man, my man, my man, my man.
Yes. With the Janet Jackson outfit, they gotta be able to handle it. They gotta
They,
be.
they have to be able to handle Janet Jackson outfit, and like, you know what I mean? I want somebody to match that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be hot.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And y'all not ready for the Renaissance outfit.
I,
You're welcome.
exactly. I love it. I love it. So your siblings, are you the oldest so you're the oldest of the nine?
So I have one older sister,
Okay.
and then it's me, and then the rest of them are young.
Okay. Okay. And
Uh,
you all are in contact with each other on a regular?
oh my God, yes, yes, yes. We are very close,
Yeah.
and it is a very, not in a negative way, but like, it's a lot of us, and it's
Yeah.
tiring, but it's so rewarding at the same time. I love that I have a village or a tribe that I can meet to. You know what I'm saying? And we all, like me and my sister, we talk for like we can talk all day. You know what I'm saying? We come like we'll have dinners. It's nothing but laughs, a little bit of argument, a little bit of shade, and then we come back to laughing. And you know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
it's so fun, and everyone always says that. Like whenever we all get together, like literally, it's their own party. Because we're all extra in our own way. We're all crazy, like in our own way. You know what I'm saying? So it's very fun.
What's the age of the youngest?
Ooh, she's 15.
Oh
She's
wow.
she's 14 or 15.
Wow.
I think she's gonna be 15 this year. So
Okay. Oh, that's exciting.
yeah, and then the oldest. is 28. No, she just turned 29.
Okay. Okay. That's still very relatable ages though. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah, and we're all in between. So,
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Do you have, if there was someone that you said was your mentor or someone that you look up to, who would that be?
oh, I would say I have. Okay, I will say this. I don't know if I have a mentor specifically, but I will say I do have um, like a council
Mm-hmm.
or a board of trustees, as I like to call them, or
Mm-hmm.
like my friends who are maybe a bit older or I just view as more responsible and just got a grip on life. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Someone who I know and trust. And I will confide in them with different opinions and
Mm-hmm.
different questions and take their advice to heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as far as a mentor, if you my mentor and you out there, let me know because I might be in the dark.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I get the counsel. I counsel.
You know what
It's
I mean?
yeah. 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 As long as you got some wisdom around you.
Yes, I think that's very, very smart. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
I I will say that I do feel like I'm in charge of my life and I make all of my own decisions, but I ain't made them by myself. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? And depending on what the situation is, I have different people that I go to for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you are currently in education now. How is that fulfilling for you?
I will say it's fulfilling working with the children and the families. Um, just making sure that they're okay, like emotionally, and making sure that their well being is taken care of. I think school is so much more than academics. Um, I really think it's a hub of nurturing and cultivation, and it's a safe haven for a lot of children, and by way of that, a lot of families. So the fact that my relationship and rapport with the families is so strong, and the fact that they trust me and they feel comfortable enough to share their struggles with me, and they trust me enough to help get them to the other side is very rewarding and fulfilling.
Yeah.
So that's my.
So I know that where we are right now is a place that is very impactful
Mhm.
emotionally. How do you handle your rough days when you feel like you're on a fourth of a tank? What do you do?
Um, well, child, I just got to sip in my cup, okay? I have this in my, and I don't want it to sound like no advice. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely do, and I will listen to music as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'll also talk to my friends about it. Like I'll call like one of my best friends, Shakari. I call him literally like,
Yeah.
like please, just hear me like things. Let me get this off of my chest. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And same for him. It goes both ways. Um, but yeah, that's one thing I do. Like I just have to get those feelings out. Um, or cardio dance. I love going into a cardio dance class after like I've had like a shitty day before.
Mhm.
I will turn that class out. I will literally be like drowning in my sweat. This past weekend, I was literally like at the end, I was like, "Oh, I got sweat in my eye. I got this little crop top on. I'm trying to be cute, and I don't have nothing to wipe my eyes. Like everything had like water on it." But yeah, those are my. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And so what does it do for you? Because child, listen, I took that cardio class and I could not get up the stairs.
what? No.
That was intense. So what does it do? Because you have a nice crowd that is very faithful to that class. And I know that has to be rewarding because it's not just a release for you, it's a wonderful release for them.
Yes. I will say for me personally, it's just exerting, like, it's something about looking in that mirror and just exerting all that energy on the counts, on the beats, um, and kind of just getting lost in it all. Um, it really, I don't know, it's just so freeing for me. Um, and it actually takes me back to like my inner child, you know what I'm saying? Like being in my room, you know what I'm saying? In the closet, dancing to music, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I did.
So it's
Um,
almost like we're not even there.
no offense, but yes. You know, and I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of times if I'm like late on a like cueing you guys, or if I like stutter a little bit, that's because like my mind was in another place and I had to snap it back. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Okay.
So it's very that it's so easy for me to get lost in it, and that's why I enjoy being a student just as much as I enjoy teaching it. Because when
Mhm.
I'm a student, like, oh, a lot of times I'm not even like, I'm just like, you know, getting carried away. And I feel like my students enjoy it because it's not like the traditional workout class. Because I feel like sometimes traditional workout classes, they're kind of intimidating and like, oof, baby, y'all up in here. Hot Pilates, like the class is like 108 degrees, and y'all are, you know, going full out. Like that's a lot. And even though I do it and I love that as well, I think coming into cardio dance, something where it's all about having fun and like tapping into your inner bad bitch, as I like to tell my
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
think that's something different and something freeing. And I feel like in society, we're so constrained by our roles that we have, you know what I mean? We feel like we have to go in and be the professional, or we have to go be the parent, or we have to be the partner, or we have to be all these things, and it's like, okay, but what are you to yourself?
Mm.
And a lot of people don't even know. Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you come in and dance, like that's why I'm like, look in the mirror. Like, I don't care if y'all aren't doing what I'm doing. Like, don't be scared to rub on your body. Rub that sweat in. Like, yes, wink at yourself. Like, be flirty with yourself in the mirror. Turn around, shake your ass. Like, this is what it's like. Do whatever you want to do. And people at the end are like, it was so much fun. Like, I was just like being myself. And I'm like, yes, I give you that opportunity. I invite you to
Yeah.
experience yourself, you know?
Yeah. Well, you have such a great playlist. What is your I know it's gonna be difficult, but your favorite song, your go-to song? Because I got so many songs off you, I don't even know what to,
For my playlist or just like in
just
general?
in general.
Okay. I have to say Throb by Janet
I
Jackson.
know.
I don't know what that woman put in that song, but I remember when I first heard it and being like levitating, like just like floating, you know what I'm saying? And every time I hear it, it's like an alarm. Like I'm like, ah, like it just takes me there. And I saw her perform it a couple of weeks ago. When that song came on, I was like, girl, girl, like please. That's one of my favorite songs. Alien Superstar is
Mhm.
probably one of my favorite songs ever. Like I actually cried when I first listened to that song.
Really?
Yes, yes. I feel like just like between us, that song is describes me perfectly. Like
Mm.
every everything about the production, the lyrics, everything is like me. I'm one of one. I'm number one. I'm the only one. Don't even waste your time trying to compete with me. You know, no one else in this world can think like me. What? You know, um, bad bitch. I'm the bar. Alien superstar. What? Like, it's so beautiful to me. Like the way that the beat is like comes in, boom, 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 boom. You know, and you're like, what is this? And then she comes in with those like airy vocals that,
Mhm.
oh my God, yes. But I also like a lot of old things as well. Um, I've been disco is like my
I
thing.
could see that. I could see that.
So I just watched the Donna Summer documentary I have her CDs in my car. I love Kylie Minogue. Um, Tina Turner, rest in peace. Like,
Mm.
like
Mm.
I'm very much into Tina Marie. Like, I'm
Mm.
into like, you know, the classics. I'm not into like the TikTok new age things.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I'm
So
very.
here's your last question.
What? This is fun.
No, I enjoyed it so much. If by chance you had an opportunity to write a song about your life thus far, what would it be called?
Oh, if I had, okay, so I have to write a song about my life thus far, and what would it be called? Ooh, I would say it will be called, and this is not my prime.
Mm.
This is not my prime. So I feel like I've had a very blessed life, um, but still, like I don't feel like I've reached my full potential yet, and I feel like I still have so much to do, so much to see, so much to accomplish. So like this isn't even my prime.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So give some advice to someone who is not at their prime. They have goals, they have potential, but that fear is still knocking, giving reasonable doubt. What would you say?
I would say lean into that inner voice, because regardless of the mistakes that you will make, that inner voice will still guide you to your purpose, and it will still guide you on the right path. And every mistake that you make is a learning experience. And so just learn from it, take those notes, and keep moving forward.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. I want you to end this show right here the way you end us at the end of the day every day at school.
Okay.
Give me something.
Okay. Unapologetically, you know that it's me. You know that we are we, and we can be all that we can be if we see you and me. Y'all already know what it is. It is what Caleb D. Armstrong and Unapologetically Angela, what giving you the hottest conversation of the year. If y'all are not what tapping in, then y'all are tapping out. And I know we are not going that route. Okay. If y'all are ready to get up out of this thing, give me a what? I holla.
Hi, holla.
That was good. That was good.
Yes, that was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing your space, your time with me. It has been such a joy knowing you. It really, really has.
This has been everything.
It really, really has. So I'm gonna drop this link. I'm gonna share it. I want you to share it. It'll be live.
Yes.
And
Everybody's gonna
let's
love this.
let's see what the folks got to say. Who cares? But I
Who
love.
cares? Everybody been trying to get in my business anyway.
Right. Right. So I love you. And I guess we'll finish out these last couple of days, honey.
They are dragging out. I'm like,
I mean, what's your summer plans?
well, my hello, going to see my girl is like my main goal right now. Me and my friends, we're going to Nashville for my birthday weekend.
Okay.
Beyonce, we all have like pit tickets.
I
So
need to see the outfit. I just need to see the outfit.
it's custom. This is like I've never been this excited about an outfit before in my life. I already like bought it and I'm waiting on it to be shipped here. From this guy in Atlanta. Shout out to Vinci. So he's making my outfit, and I'm like, he's dressed Normani for the VMAs. He did Gorilla's dress for I want to say one of these past award shows. He's done a lot of like cool things. So I'm so excited for his work to be on my body, and I'm excited to see it. Okay.
Yes. Can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Well, I will see you in the morning, love.
Oh, see you tomorrow.
Right. Oh, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I love refreshing energy. I love people's freedom. I love to hear the struggles that people go through to get to a certain point and being able to admit the fact that certain obstacles, fear and misunderstanding and doubt and insecurity prevent us from being our true selves. So meeting people like Caleb, who is just a burst of sunshine every time you see him, to know that he has struggles too. So when you see those people, check in. My cousin Ebony is always talking about checking in on the strong people, checking on the people that always seem to uplift you. They need to be checked on. They need to be uplifted as well. They need to know the light that they bring to your life or into any situation. So again, Caleb, thank you so much for being a part of this show. Thank you so much for just the light that you have brought to my life and just the conversations and the exercising and the stretching and all of that you bring to the table. You are definitely appreciated. Guys, thank you again so much for joining me. I will see you next Thursday. And, just sending special love to Tina Turner's family. That woman was such an inspiration to me. Her determination, her resilience, her talent, her skill, her beauty, her ageless appearance and essence was just between her and Grace Jones. I love them and how they move and how they carried themselves and how they just commanded just the utmost respect amongst the community. So we're sending love to her family and just know that she is loved, honored, and respected here in my heart. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. Peace, love, and hey, release some of that fear. And when you hear my voice on today, think of something that you can say, fear, you're not going to stop me from doing this. I'm going to try and make a step to get you out of my way and take a risk. Try it. It feels really good. It's almost addictive. I love you guys, and I'll see you next Thursday.